Good morning to all those who are present here. So we were watching Peninsula Plateau video. We discussed about Peninsula Plateau. So we are continuing with the same. And today we'll complete this topic 101%. And then
communication.
Diksha, clear, bache? In between, these students would come and they would disturb everything. So let's start. I'm going to start, right? This we were doing, I guess, different ghats. Yeah.
Route between the two states. The Eastern Ghats stretch from the Mahanadi Valley to the Nilgiris in the south.
So this we were doing. Nilgiri Hills are situated in the south.
Unlike the Western Ghats, the Eastern Ghats are discontinuous and irregular. They are interspersed with several rivers that drain into the Bay of Bengal. These rivers are the Godavari, the Mahanadi, the Krishna, and the Kaveri.
So all these rivers you're supposed to make on your map.
Let's now compare the heights of the two ranges. The average elevation of the Western Ghats is 900 to 1,600 meters.
So this also we have done, right,
On the
Diksha?
other hand,
so I'm forwarding it.
the
Right?
Eastern Ghats have an...
We have done it. So 900 till 1600 meter and Eastern Ghat height is less. This we have done. So I'm going to here.
The highest peaks include the Annaimudi Peak.
All these peaks we are supposed to locate on your map also. Such type of definitely exam mein aayenge.
Which is 2,695 meters tall, and the Dodda Beta Peak, which is 2,637 meters tall. Compared to this, the highest peak in the Eastern Ghats is the Mahendragiri Peak at 1,501 meters.
So main point is Western Ghat highest mountain peak is Dodda Beta, Eastern Ghat highest mountain peak is Mahendragiri, and Nilgiri Hills are actually the hills which are found where both Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats meet with each other.
Ma'am, the Shevaroy Hill and the Javadhi.
Yes, बोलो.
Please थोड़ा पीछे कर दो वो
Okay.
अन्नाईमुदी के बाद. Compared to this, the highest peak in the Eastern Ghats is the Mahendragiri Peak at 1,501 meters. The Shevaroy Hills and the Javadhi Hills are located to the southeast of the Eastern Ghats. The Shevaroy Hills are famous for thriving coffee plantations, pears, oranges, and bananas. Yerkat,
no need to do all this.
Largest ranges of Eastern Ghats. The map shows the location of some of the famous hill stations of this region: Udagamandalam or Ooty and Kodaikanal.
Very famous area, Ooty, famous as a tourist
spot. An interesting feature of the Western Ghats is orographic rainfall. Orographic rainfall is caused when a range of mountains intercepts rain-bearing monsoon winds.
So Western Ghat receive orographic rainfall. Mountainous area means whenever mountains are there and clouds are so heavy, they are not in a position to cross this huge mountainous area. So they would strike to the mountain and this side rainfall would take place. Such type of rainfall is known as orographic rainfall.
The Western Ghats intercept the westerly monsoon.
This we have done in 7th standard. Type of rainfall, 3 type of rainfall we have: orographic, cyclonic, convectional. So in this area we have orographic rainfall because here we have Western Ghats. So whenever winds come, height of the Western Ghat is heavy and these winds are full of moisture. They can't cross these Western Ghats. So what would happen? They would strike and they would give rainfall in the Western coastal plain only, Western parts of Western Ghats only. So that's why Eastern part, this area actually remains dry or receive less rainfall.
Winds, forcing these winds to deposit most of their rain in the windward side, which is the western side. Therefore, the area of the Deccan Plateau to the east of the Ghats receives very little rainfall. The Western Ghats are known in different regions by different names.
So just note it down. I'm just going to speak Western Ghats. No, Western coastal plain will do, leave it, no need.
For example, people in Maharashtra refer to the Western Ghats as the Konkan coast, while those in Kerala refer to them as the Malabar coast.
So if you want to write down like this, Western coastal plain, here we are not talking about Ghats, Western coastal plain, we can divide into 3 parts. I repeat, Western coastal plain we can divide into 3 parts. First we have, look at the map. First here we have this side, this Gujarat till Goa. This coast is known as Konkan coast, Konkan. Konkan coast, Coast. Western coastal plain we can divide 3 parts. From Gujarat till Goa, this is known as Konkan coast. Below Goa, Karnataka is there. This side, this is known as Kannada coast, K-A-N-N-A-D, Kannada. And below that Karnataka, we have Kerala. This is known as Malabar coast. So this is, first we have Konkan. In Karnataka, we have Kannada. And below that, we have Malabar coast.
Malabar coast. One of the distinct features of the Peninsula Plateau is the black soil area,
So we know as
known as the Deccan Trap.
As you can see, black soil region, you can easily see the mountains. The color of the mountain seems to clearly visible. It is black. So it's just because of volcanic eruption.
The Deccan Trap is of volcanic origin. Did you know the volcanic beds of the Deccan Plateau were formed in the massive Deccan Trap's eruptions about 66 million years ago? The igneous rocks found in the region clearly indicate the volcanic origin of the Deccan Plateau. The black soil in the plateau was formed as these igneous rocks denuded over time. These were the 2 broad divisions of the Peninsula Plateau.
So I'm just revising for you. That is whole of the Deccan Trap or Peninsula Plateau. First of all, divided into 2 parts. Jaldi se sun lena. That is Central Highland, further divided to Malwa Plateau and Chota Nagpur Plateau. Malwa Plateau is basically famous as a badland and Chota Nagpur Plateau is basically famous for minerals. Okay? And below Central Highland, left hand side with the Vindhyachal range, Satpura range. In between Vindhyachal and Satpura, Narmada river is here. Below Satpura, there is Tapi river. Okay, beta? Extension of further Vindhyachal range, we have Bundel, Mekal range, Kamur range, and then northeast we have Garo, Khasi, Jaintia ranges. Below Vindhyachal range, we have 2 ghats, Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Western Ghats are continuous, height is 900 to 1600 meter, receive heavy rainfall and very much continuous. So it's not at all easy to cross these ghats. So that's why we have passes. So passes, we have 3 here, Thal Ghat, Bhur Ghat and Pal Ghat. And the highest mountain range in the Western Ghat, that is Doda Beta. Then the Eastern Ghat, discontinuous, less height, 600 meter approximately height. Discontinuous is just because of the erosion done by various rivers, that is Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Okay? and discontinuous height is not so much. So actually this area, eastern side of Eastern Ghat, that area is basically famous for deltas. Very fertile soil is here. Okay. Then we have the Eastern Ghat, we have the highest mountain peak, which we call it as Mahendragiri. Wherever these two meet, we have Nilgiri Hills. Below Nilgiri Hills, we have Anaimudi Hills. This we have done. Then we have discussed Western Coastal Plain. We can divide to three parts: Konkan Coast, Kannada Coast, Malabar Coast. Eastern Coastal Plain, soon we will do undoubtedly. We can divide to two parts. Write down. Eastern Coastal Plain we can divide to two parts. That is Nadran Sarkars. Nadran, Northern, Nadran Sarkars. And below that, we have Coromandel Coast. Coromandel Coast. So Nadran Sarkar is actually Nadran Sarkar, that is actually till Andhra Pradesh, and below that Tamil we have Coromandel Coast. So I'm just going to play now coastal plains. Two coastal plains, Western coastal plains are very broad. Western coastal plains are very narrow. Eastern coastal plains are very broad. Okay? Western coastal plains are not so fertile but receive heavy rainfall. Eastern coastal plains are very much fertile but receive less rainfall. Western coastal plain we don't have delta. Eastern coastal plain we have number of deltas made by Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Pratiksha, I'm going to play the video. Kindly give me the feedback, right?
The coastal plains. India is blessed with a very long coastline.
Long coastline, look at this. This whole is long coastline, starting from this till there.
It begins from the Gulf of Kutch and
no, this is Gulf of Kutch. You should know about its location. This is Gulf of Kutch. And below that, this area is Khambate, Gulf of Khambate, Khambate, Khambate. This is Rann of Kutch, this is Gulf of Khambate.
Ends at West Bengal. Starting from the Gulf of Kutch in the western coastal plain, it moves southwards along the borders of Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka and Kerala and touches Kanyakumari, the southernmost tip of the Indian mainland.
So Indian mainland, the southernmost tip is Kanyakumari.
This part of the coastline is along the Arabian Sea. Between the Western Ghats and the coast, the land is plain and is known as the Western Coastal Plain.
So look at this.
From Kanyakumari, the coast moves northwards and reaches up to West Bengal. This part of the coastline is along the Bay of Bengal. Between the Eastern Ghats and the coast, the land is plain and is known as the Eastern Coastal Plain. The total length of the coastline is 6,100 kilometers. Such a long coastline is very useful for our country. Fishing is an important occupation of the people living on the coasts. Many seaports have been developed along the coast. The Western Coastal Plain. The Western Coastal Plain starts from Gujarat and ends at Kanyakumari. It lies between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea. It can be divided into three parts. Gujarat coast.
So we won't write down Gujarat coast. We will write down till here Konkan coast. Till Maharashtra Konkan, till Goa Konkan coast. As already I have told you, below Goa we have Kannada coast. And below that we have Malabar.
Konkan coast and Malabar coast. The Gujarat coast,
coming to next, Eastern Ghats,
lies in the middle part and the Malabar coast lies in the southern part of the Western Coastal Plain. The middle part of the Western Coastal Plain, that is Konkan coast, starts from Gulf of Khambate and stretches up to Goa. It is very rocky and uneven. To warm the ships and fishing boats, many lighthouses have been built along the coast. Mumbai, India's biggest port, is located on the Konkan coast. The Konkan coast is rich in oil deposits. The southern part of the western coastal plain is called the Malabar coast.
And it is basically famous for Malabar coast, Kerala particularly, lagoon lakes, saltwater lakes, lagoons.
It lies between Goa and Kanyakumari. Small and shallow saltwater lakes are the beauty of this area. We call them lagoons or backwaters. These lagoons are connected to each other by canals. Kochi is the most important seaport of the Malabar coast. The Eastern Coastal Plain. The Eastern Coastal Plain begins from West Bengal in the north and
till this, West Bengal se leke yahan tak, till this, we have this coast is known as this one, till this, Nadran Sarkars, C-A-R-C-A-R-S, and below that, this is known as Coromandel Coast, C-O-R-O-M-A-N-D-A-L, Coromandel Coast.
stretches up to Kanyakumari.
It passes through the coastal areas of Odisha, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu.
It lies between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. The Eastern Coastal Plain is wider than the Western Coastal Plain. Have you heard about the Coromandel Coast and Northern Sarkars? The northern part of the Eastern Coastal Plain is called the Northern Sarkars and the southern part is called the Coromandel Coast. Rivers like Kaveri, Krishna, Godavari and Mahanadi.
All these rivers, you can see the location. Mahanadi River, this is a delta made by river Mahanadi. I repeated this so many times. You should be in your tips now, on your tips now. This is Godavari Delta, river Godavari. This is Krishna Delta, and here we have Kaveri.
Form their deltas along the eastern coastal plain. These deltas are very fertile and are called the rice bowls of India.
So rice bowls of India,
Kolkata,
these deltas, just because they're very fertile and famous for the cultivation of rice.
Chennai, Paradweep and Vishakhapatnam are the important seaports on the eastern coastal plain.
So Kolkata, seaport, Paradweep, Chennai, they made, Vishakhapatnam is not here, Vishakhapatnam is here. So I guess all of you have heard about it, and now I'm going to discuss something about Indian desert. You can note down Thar Desert. Thar Desert is situated in western part of India. That is particularly covers Rajasthan or Aravalli Hills. Totally a sandy area. Very less amount of rainfall it receives. Very less amount of rainfall it receives. And dry area, dry climatic conditions. And we have streams, we have rivers, but these rivers only flow during rainy season. थोड़ी बहुत बारिश हुई, these rivers flow, otherwise नहीं है. And the prominent river in this region, that is river Luni, L-U-N-I. L-U-N-I, Luni River. And this area we have sand dunes. We have sand dunes in this area. And huge sand dunes are known as Barkhans, B-A-R-C-H-A-N-S. Barkhans, B-A-R-C-H-A-N-S. This is about desert, Great Indian Desert, known as Thar Desert. One thing I have forgotten that you are supposed to write down in the coastal plain. Eastern coastal plain, write down please. The largest saltwater lake. The largest saltwater lake name is Chilika, C-H-I-L-K-A. Chilika is situated in Odisha. Largest saltwater lake Chilika is situated in Odisha. River is Mahanadi, where it is situated, right? Last topic we have islands. So last topic we have islands. We have two island groups. First, Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep island groups, they are in Arabian Sea. They are in Arabian Sea and they are made up of corals. They are made up of coral island. Coral island means C-O-R-A-L. Anyone?
Coral islands are those
Sorry,
that
yes?
then became
which
material
are
of
made by the
fishes
bones
and
and the
other
dead bodies of
ocean,
Two students
ocean
are...
animals.
Huh. So two students are speaking. I was not able to get you, but yes, ocean animals means wherever the dead creatures in the marine sea, they die and their skeletons start accumulating at one place, and slowly there's deposition of sand and sediments over that. So that turn into land known as coral island. So Lakshadweep areas are made up of corals. Okay? And these coral islands is a small area, and the capital is Kavarati, K-A-V-A-R-A-T-I. Lakshadweep capital is Kavarati, K-A-V-A-R-A-T-I. This area is rich in flora and fauna. And this area is rich in flora and fauna. And this area mein, Lakshadweep mein, there is one bird sanctuary where birds are protected. And that sanctuary is on an island. The name of the island is Pitti, P-I-T-T-I. P-I-T-T-I, Pitti. And right hand side in Bay of Bengal, we have a long chain of islands known as Andaman and Nicobar. Andaman and Nicobar, they are bigger in size. The size is huge. Andaman and Nicobar actually are divided into two parts. North में Andaman है, south में Nicobar है. And we have done these Andaman and Nicobar islands are actually formed due to, or we can say they are the part of Himalayas. We have done it. They're the part of Himalayas.
Ma'am, they are also made up of the sea mountains.
Yeah, sea mountains are part of Himalayas. Submerged Himalayas. एक ही चीज है. So this area is basically rich. Rich नहीं कहेंगे, but we have only one volcano that is found here. Active volcano that is on island Barren. Island name of the island is Barren, B-A-R-R-E-N. Only active volcano of India that is found on Barren Island. In this area, we have thick forest cover. Thick forest cover, बहुत जंगल है. Because this area is situated very much close to equator, so it enjoys equatorial climatic conditions. Equatorial climatic condition. Now next last topic है जो आपका independent question की form में पूछा जाता है generally, that all the physiographic divisions they complement each other. All the physiographic divisions they complement each other. Now let's understand the meaning of it. If 5 mark question में पूछ लेते हैं generally, it means what? जो भी एक physiographic feature है automatically उसकी वजह से दूसरे में development हो रही है. A very simple example we have mountains. Rivers are coming from the mountainous area and they are making the mountains a glacier, glaciers rivers are coming and they are flowing through plain area and they are making the plain area very rich land, very productive land, just because of soil deposited by the river. रिवर कहां से आ रही? माउंटेन पे. कहां पे डिपॉजिट हो रही है? प्लेन पे. सो कॉम्प्लीमेंट कर रहे एक दूसरे को. माउंटेनियस एरिया वी हैव इनफ फॉरेस्ट रिसोर्स. अब फॉरेस्ट रिसोर्स है तो जंगलों को वहां से काटते हैं. प्लेन एरिया में वी हैव नंबर ऑफ इंडस्ट्रीज, फॉरेस्ट बेस्ड इंडस्ट्रीज, सो कॉम्प्लीमेंटिंग. देन थर्ड इज जो नदर्न फर्टाइल प्लेन आर स्टेट्स, पंजाब, हरियाणा, ये वो सारा नॉर्थ वाला, रिच इन फूड. We produce enough food. Granaries of the country we are known as. Grain इतना produce कर रहे हैं हम लोग. It's because of fertile soil. It's because of rivers. और ये सारा north की तरफ से आ रहा है. And south में we have plateau, rich in minerals. So plateaus rich in minerals mean जितने भी industries है, because of minerals, plateaus. So industrialization is because of this. So industrialization is because of this. Then we have flora and fauna. We know port area है, fishing है, equatorial climate है, dense forest cover है. So all these, because of all these physical features, we can say our country is one of the rich country from physical point of view, physical location, a physical features point of view. So with this, I have ended up with the topic. It's over now. A long topic, a very long topic rather. And you have a paper at 5:02. Your test है ना आज आपका? 5 o'clock or 2 o'clock?
5 o'clock.
A
5
PDF.
o'clock.
PDF you will get it in the form of PDF. Okay. Okay. ये चैप्टर खत्म हो गया बच्चे. अब ध्यान से सुनना about the question answer. कॉपी में जो मुझे चाहिए, what I need in your notebook, that is particularly